Hello, everyone, and welcome to October 2020. Welcome to this intense month. As usual in 2020, there's no surprise. And we're going to see that this month is really key to cut through veils and also to healing and to really elevate some very dense part of our lives. So stay tuned, and we're going to see all this in a minute. So we start this month with the letter of Sayin, and this letter is always talking about a sword that cuts through the lies, cuts through the veil that separates us from seeing reality the way it is. And it's also about cutting through the idea that what we see is only what is. No, what we see with our physical senses, with our sight, and we hear, we can touch, and all that is the only thing that is available to us, as if this was the only reality that is possible in our lives, in the world itself. And it is also about cutting through our own lies, things that we said to ourselves, maybe also things that are said within our family line that have been passed on for ages and forever, and that we still believe that. So we are able to cut through those and to purify, to disidentify ourselves from those lines, from those phrases that we hear in our homes, probably related to money or related to who we can trust, or related to what we can do or how well we can do in our lives, etc. So this is a month that it's available, it's possible to actually go through that and really go beyond that, what is possible. And the energy of Sayin really helps us to cut through all those veils, to really see beyond that, to see the real possibilities that are beyond what we believe that is the real world, and also what other people, other whatever media or whomever are portraying to us of what life is, of what it almost like the only option of reality is, and it helps us really to cut through that and really see clearly what is really going on, what is really possible. Probably I'm not talking that we will understand the whole context of the things, that we will understand the whole going on of what's going on in the world. I'm thinking more that this is more about our own perception in our world, to see beyond what we thought it was possible. And then it comes the second letter, that is Mem, which is always the center letter. It's always telling us of what is the opportunity here, and it explains a little bit more what the opportunity is, because we already talked about it. But Mem kind of confirms the same thing. So Mem is, because it's a Mem final, is always talking about the completion of a cycle, and is always talking about integrating. If you see, it's like a closed space. In a closed space that is really kind of inviting and bringing all of their kids in, because Mem is also considered like this motherly energy. So it's really to feel again that we belong to the universe, to feel again that we belong to the creation, that we have our own place, that we are this piece in the jigsaw puzzle of the creation that has a unique role as all the rest of the jigsaw puzzle, whether we like those jigsaw puzzle or we find them that they are ugly, or they don't really fit us, or that we don't agree with them or whatever, but we are all part of this jigsaw puzzle, and we are all necessary, and we find our place, let's say, in that puzzle, in that panoramic view of the creation. And so Mem is really about finding that place, and to find kind of like how we are surrounded by love through that feeling that we belong to this creation, to really find our place in or our role in this world. And this can be in a very, how can I say, in a very metaphysical way. So it can be an experience that can be sort of like a religious experience from the heart, in a very etheric way, in a very energetic way, or it can be also something that we actually find in our manifested world. So it can be really that something comes from outside ourselves, some proposition, some proposal, somebody said something to us. But of course, that is an experience that we had first felt inside of us. But it could be also that we are going to see that manifested in the outer world, something that will make us feel in that way. And lastly, but really not least at all, is the letter Quoth. And Quoth is about what is called the midnight sun. And the midnight sun has this image, of course, of a light that illuminates, that brings light into the darkness, no? And the darkness is really this consciousness of separation. So the darkness is about being, is the opposite of Mem, no? Mem is really feeling that we are inside of the creation, having our own place in the creation, and the darkness that is represented by Quoth is really talking about being or feeling separated from not only the divinity, but really from everything else. So really feeling like a lump of meat, let's say, thrown into the earth. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but that would be kind of the way to portray that. It's to feel ourselves like a lump of meat thrown into the earth, isolated from the rest of the creation, and that's kind of the darkest, one of the darkest spaces that we can feel. And that's also where, let's say, evil would kind of be born from this separation, from this division, from the unity. So Quoth is actually talking about the gift of bringing this light into these darker areas, and that's why it makes sense, it makes very much sense with Mem there, because while we are illuminating these parts, illuminating or elevating, let's say, these aspects of ourselves that feel maybe detached from creation, we are also coming to be part of the creation. We are feeling this union into everything that is created, from our fellow humans to animals and the nature and everything, even this table, no? It can be just everything. So it's really this capacity to recognize, to bring this light into the darkest spaces, and again, with dark, I'm talking about where the consciousness of separation has kind of invaded the idea of the existence of that person, of the consciousness of that person, where you are feeling in a dark place. Normally, it is for sure some sort of separation from it all. Not only from the divine, but when we say separation from the divine, it's also because the divine is one. No, the divine is kind of where everything kind of unites in one consciousness again. So there's a great opportunity this month, as you can see. There's a great opportunity to really cut through all those lies, cut through the veil that doesn't allow us to see beyond what we can see with our physical eyes, and at the same time, through that through that purification of our beings, we are able to connect with those aspects of ourselves that feel kind of scattered, or that feel kind of detached from everything else, that feel detached or separated from our family, from our friends, from the world, from the creation itself, and help us really to come back to the space, to the closed space of Mem, that really kind of encloses us all inside, and makes us feel again part of it all. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I see you very soon this following week. Bye-bye.